Hello there, this is Cookies. I have turn 93 of Naba, and this turn should be reasonably exciting because we're about to start a new war. So we have a fair amount of stuff to cover. We're still in Cataclysm, but we're responding now. So let's go ahead and jump into some of what we're doing. So we empowered in Air and Astral. That puts this golem with boosters at Astral 6. And we've also finished researching Arcane Disruption. So we are going to be planning a big cast of that. We did put up a 3 red seconds, a couple more Plagues of Locusts. And it looks like Vanarus is wishing even for Dominion now. So rather than Armageddon, he's wishing for Dominion. I don't think that does a heck of a lot. I think I've looked at it before. And unless it got buffed, I think it only gives you 20 candles on the map. Which, I mean, it makes a difference. It's even more down pressure, but I'm not sure if 20 candles is worth 100 pearls. Alright. And we do some more blood hunting. We lose another barrage of commanders. So we lose a scout, a horticulturalist. I forget which one this is. This one's just a nature one, that's fine, with a lantern. Lose a couple of Caribs. Unfortunately, this Oracle of the Ancients gets attacked. So he does have an Earth Gem. He's got some Earth Boosters. It's only 2 Soul Torn. Let's see how he does. So we've got Iron Skin, Earth Elemental, a buff, not on the Earth Elemental. Does kill that Soul Torn. Runs up. Gets hit, which horror marks him. But does survive. Alright. So we actually had someone survive. We lose another 3 Mukaribs. So this is 3 more people that can't preach. And one of our Wraith Lords even gets attacked. So this guy doesn't have any gear. It's 3 spine membranes. Right, and the Wraith Lord defends. Okay. And we catch some more action between Pyrene and Man, so this war is very hot. So Pyrene attacking Man, we see a number of locusts here, going after some PD and a couple of monks. Losing a couple of the locusts, but is clearing out this province. I would assume that there's a temple here. So probably targeting these temples. Man going after Halbathria. So we've got a vampire with some armor after a little bit of PD. So his protection versus mundane is actually 29 because he's a vampire. So he has this invulnerable 25. Which is why these heavy infantry are having a hard time hitting him. But he's also having a fairly hard time hitting them. So he has a armor-piercing attack, but it's length 0. They are wearing themselves out attacking him. So you can see they're just about fatigued out. It's around 20-ish. The commander leaves, And he finishes off that cavalryman. Alright, so that raid is successful. We get hit in Bay Pond. Now, Skabiel runs off of that throne. He's got a Cauldron of the Elven Halls and an Amulet of Giants. And he's found my little bit of PD here. So he's going to come over and eat all my PD. He does have a big Tremor attack now. So what is this? AoE 50 for a stun effect. And then an AoE 25 for 7 armor-piercing damage. And then he's got 4 attacks that do 55 damage each at 32 attack skill. Bananas skills, 25 MR. He has some shock res, fire res, and cold res now, along with some poison res. He's got fate weaving on him, and a bunch of other stuff. Causes unrest 40, fear 15, just an absolute monster. 222 HP. So you can see he's just stunning everything and killing it. Alright. So we get hit in Bay Pond for no reason. Now there's no throne here or anything, he just decided to go here. Then in Boarwoods, we see man attacking Pyrene. So we have a large number of archers here. We have some stolen carrion. So a fairly large number of carrion. I believe these demon knights are stolen as well from Pyrene. He's got a number of Knights of Avalon. And let's see. He's got this crown, so he's got some big buffs. It's Kidson, Astral 9, a lot of pin gear, and he's doing Master and Slave. So I think everything that could leave has left here. There's just a few Fey troops and this Archdevil. So he does get a gem burn out of it. See Relief, Legion's Demise. The Archdevil goes down. And that's it. So loses a Daughter of Avalon. Steals a couple of the Fae. But otherwise, minimal losses for Pyrene. Losing the Archdevil sucks, but it's not the end of the world. And in Osiri, we get attacked by Pyrene. This is Enchanted Forests again. And it kills our 1 PD. Also, as if we haven't been assassinated enough, another one of our Garnets gets targeted by peasants and is killed due to our ever-lowering Dominion. We get a bunch of gems, which is nice, and a Horror Helmet. And we get a Black Steel Kite Shield, which is nice. And another Mugrib dies from disease. Okay, so this turn, our income has dropped even further to 2,300 as we're losing the positive effects of our scales from all of the Dom pressure hitting us. So that's why our income's continuing to drop. You can see here how it just keeps going down. Gem income, we recover a little bit because of the event. Blood income is picking up because got nothing else going on for us. And our Dominion is continuing to plummet. We're now at a point in the game, probably towards the beginning of the game, where we haven't even finished our war with Jotunheim. So, just to give you some context, we've got early game Dominion right now. This is real bad. All right. So going into this throne, we're still patrolling here. We got a little bit of blood hunting going because it's basically free. We're patrolling that province anyways. And we've got a bunch of red arrows going out. All right, so we've got all those attack orders put in, but also we're casting Arcane Disruption. Now we're leaving a few gems behind, and maybe it would have been good to just throw everything in. But I wanted to leave a few gems back just in case I needed something to fuel an army over the next couple of turns. We're going to be doing a lot of fighting. So I did want to hold some stuff in the tank. But it's still a pretty big cast. So this is our Golem casting Astral Disruption. It is a 282 cast. So a tremendous number of pearls. I'm hoping it'll knock out most of these globals. And except maybe Enchanted Forest, because even though it's Dom pushing us, it's not Dom pushing us like Vanarus is, and it's not attacking us that much. As the false god keeps telling me, he did it to be friendly to me, which is just not true, but he likes to keep saying it anyways. Alright, so these archers are heading over. This front's pretty quiet. I've moved a lot of the capable troops down here are in Mile Deep, so they won't be attacking. Similarly, for Vanarus, probably most of these troops are going to stay on these two thrones. So this could be a fairly quiet front in the war. But I'm not planning to stay quiet up here. I'm on a mission. This first turn, what I'm doing to get penetration deeper into Vanarus's lands, a lot of my raiding is going to be targeted at forts, or at least some of it is targeted at forts. The reason why I'm targeting forts is they won't be able to get magic phased in response, and so they can push on from that fort deeper into Vanarusian land. So let's go ahead and start up here, and we'll kind of like walk through some of these different raids that I'm doing. So the first one here is at Kratos. So I've got two Shaitan moving in. They're just kind of moving in. They can be a follow-up force where they just kind of show up. They would even show up for the magic phase, but they're not going to show up for the initial attack. This lady's coming along as Mind Time Protection. And this initial assault is Living Fire, Personal Mistform, and Firestorm. So we're going to have Fire Elementals, Firestorm, and some of these guys who have some built-in FR. Not enough that they won't die from Firestorm, but I'm hoping it's a fairly quick battle. Alright, so that's Kratos. We're hoping to kill that temple. Here we see 3 sages. We're sending a small raid. This Malika is mute from Armageddon. I'm hoping she can thug with no gear and just a few Draconian bodyguards. Or I guess not thug, but advance and cast. This might have been ambitious. I think I probably should have done this without the Draconian bodyguards, because with Phoenix Pyre, she can still cast spells. And she probably would have been done better solo than with the Draconians. Goodness, I can't even talk. The Draconians have a high chance of HP routing her just from taking a few hits, and they're not good enough in combat to warrant bringing them for this kind of raid. Although they could distract from a small Soulslay communion. Here, I have a defensive force moving in. This is to protect a retreat route. So it's got a mix of Serpent Fiends and Storm Demons. This is to get some magic attacks in. Thunder Fist in particular. And then she's doing Aura of Splendor, a couple of buffs for the demons, Phoenix Pyre, Phoenix Power, and then Advance and Cast. So this is in conjunction with this 7 PD. And here we're raiding Wolvermori. So this is with Serpent Fiends. I'm going to give them Rush of Strength, and then back them up with Life for Life against a Thug. And then she's coming in as Mind Time Protection to back up this Shaitan. The Shaitan has a chest wound in battle fright, so if he does die, it's not the end of the world. Down here in Green Waters, we're raiding with a Marid. So this one is horror marked, so I just want to get him in the action. If he gets mind hunted, it's okay. He's got 20 MR, it's unlikely, but if he does, he was probably going to die anyways. He's got a lot of good paths. He has a GSS, a little bit of equipment. He's got a buff script for underwater. This should be plenty enough to kill whatever PD is down here, and then that'll give us pearls and air gems. Particularly the air gems would be nice. Next up is we're raiding Lys, which is the Lizard Shaman province. And here we're bringing our Fiends of Darkness and some Storm Demons. We've got this lady to lead them, so she has this crown to lead them with. She is going to add Thunderward to the Fiends of Darkness. And that's so they might not get killed by the Storm Demon's lightning. And then we're also bringing this Thug. He's got 5 SR. He's also going to try to do protection from lightning and resist cold, which are 2 of his common weaknesses. Let's see the cold here. And he's also going to add in Phoenix Pyre, and he's got his magic weapon, Enchanted Scimitar, and a little bit of bonus protection. Barkskin Amulet, I really like that on the Ifrit because he's already got so much fire, so it's a nice little built-in protection buff for him. And then he's got a Ring of the Warrior. Should consistently hit and kill a thing a turn, which with the other stuff, hopefully that's enough. And we only see a few Zimays here. Here in Temiglia, we're doing an undead raid with Antima. And we're bringing Hubbard, who is a Sea King. And we've geared him as a Thug. Now, ideally, he would probably be an army caster, because he's got Water 3. But I do have Marid for that, if I need them. And I mean, he does make an okay, kind of like Thug. And I could still transition him into an army caster role as well. At the moment, he's going to be a Thug. And as a Thug, he's going to back up all these skeletons. We're also going to try and raid Deep Forest. So we've got this Shaitan moving in. We've got... Oh, and I forgot to give him... I think I just didn't script him yet. We're also moving in this Gnome. The Gnome can show up in the magic phase and add some additional buffs. He's got some gems. We're sending a couple of Mukarib to bless all these Janguard. And so this is going to start out as a Janguard raid of about... what is this, like 28 Janguard and 2 Mukarib? And then next turn, we could add in an additional 45 Mukarib, our Queen of Nabah, this Gnome, and potentially this Shaitan, all as additional mages and casters. So this force could double in size even in the magic phase. Now, do I need to be hiding all of this? No, because this force can't get magic phased on. It's on a fort. But it might be an additional surprise out at Bellfields. Or it could just be an additional force showing up on this fort. I don't know. Maybe it would have been better just to raid Summerlands. But I was concerned that this army might show up, or like if this army spread out and protected all this stuff, it could be pretty scary. But it could also be just kind of like a flying army. So this kind of goes back to Zan's tournament qualifier, where he was playing Calum. And the idea is this is an army that can rapidly respond to threats because it's all flyers. So you got a queen, you have several vampire lords, storm demons, draconians, and yeah, so it's primarily flyers, so it can get around the map pretty quickly. It could show up here, support this throne, it could support any of these forts. If they get cracked, this army can probably show up to try and defend it. So this is kind of like his fleet and being for defending his lands uh, strategy. So I think we'll be good for these initial raids. I don't think he's going to break this up for counter raiding. Give me 1 second. All right, and I'm back. So yeah, I think that's what this army is for. Oop. And additionally, sorry, that was my phone. He does have a lot of stuff here on this throne. This throne does look like it's at 500 units. This might be able to defend a horror attack. Probably depends on the number of horrors. In terms of like 200 spine membranes or 300 belly maws, maybe this could defend something like that. It might be able to defend a Doom Horror. Might depend on the Doom Horror as well. But it's an improving garrison. And you can see he's drawing down his garrison in Lupia. Alright. Next up, we're going to go ahead and defend Nace. So this guy's just moving out. He's going to do Swarm. He's Horror March. He's probably going to die. Not a big deal. Over here, we're sending this Garnet. So she has a Fire Gem. She's got a few Serpent Fiends. She's going to do Fire, Shield, and Phoenix Power. And just be a Fire 2 on advance and cast with some Serpent Fiends. This is probably not quite... This probably isn't strong enough to take PD, especially in an area that was a war zone. But we'll see. And then we got our kind of like beginnings of an army here. So this is where all the Adites are. More Serpent Fiends, Storm Demons. We have Rush of Strength coming out on a Shaitan. We've got Marble Army and Seal Slice Warriors that coming out on this Gnome. And we have Thunderfend coming out on this Malika. So this is an improving army. Meanwhile, additional Jan, all these guys are going to still head over to Hubberton. And from there they can split off and go in different directions. Now, covering the raids going south, I'm expecting Skabiel to move on to some other province. So I'm sending some Horror March guys with some Thralls to go retake it. So this is a Banu Salat, 0 upkeep. Another Banu Salat, so also flying, another flying Horror March mage. And they've got a variety of little things that they're going to do, just in case they run into a raider from Vanarus. But we're going to see if we can retake Bay Pond. And then we're also going to strike out and raid Plothai. So we have the Unanimator, the Ifrit. He's got a Gate Cleaver, a bunch of gear, and he's going to have a Mind Hunt Protector going with him. And he's just going to come in and thug. So Mistform, Phoenix Pyre, some Cold Resist, a little bit of Protection, and Battle Fury. Over here in Lish, we have, it's a counter thug. Also with Gate Cleaver comes Pre-Blessed. It's going to get Body Ethereal, Gift of Cheated Fate, and some other stuff put on him by this Mukarib. So little point buffing, going to get Phoenix Pyre. Now he comes built in with Unseen, Ethereal, Fire Shield, and a Heat Aura. So he already has a lot built in. Doesn't need a lot of fluffing to kill PD. And targeting this temple, we have a Wraith Lord with some Soulless. We have some Giants on this guy, who's also Horror Marked. I didn't notice this. So both of these guys could die, and then we have no troops. We're sending in this Gnome, who's going to do Marble Warriors, Mass Regen, and Temper Flash. So this could all go very poorly. I could lose this Gnome and all this gear if both of these commanders die. And then we have a Horror March Malika coming in to just do some advancing cast. And then another Mind Hunt Protector, because the Wraith Lord is immortal. Here we have our Sea Trolls going with a Marid. They're going to go underwater, and He's going to summon, do some buffs, do a water elemental, and then advance and cast and back up these trolls. We have another Mind Temp Protector Malika going with this Merid. He's not a Horror Mart yet, so we care about him more. And then finally, we have this crew moving in on putting this fort under siege. So we've got Soul Vortex, Life for Life. We have a Thug, GSS Thug. So Phoenix Pyre, Personal Misform, Resist Cold. Another Mind Temp Protector. A Shaitan, who's gonna try and assassinate inside the fort, kill any priests. Our Phoenix Pyre Archdevil with some Storm Demons. And a Shaitan Thug with a Gate Cleaver. Although, I think probably it would have been better to swap the Gate Cleaver for the GSS. This guy's got 19 attack. This guy has 18, I guess, so maybe it's alright, but I think the Ifrit are just better thugs. Because, yeah, so I think I would have rather have seen him holding that, but it is what it is. Alright, so that's our initial rating. If we'd been willing to test the nav, so to speak, we probably could have rated almost all of this the first turn. And we're not really taking advantage of the spy tag on our Shaitan. So they have the spy tag, so we could be increasing unrest in some of his provinces. But I think the priority is trying to destroy temples and lock down forts and cut off income. So we're going to see what we can do. And we haven't had to break any naps to do this just yet, which is also nice. Although our Dominion is looking real sketch. Alright. So, and then you can see because that one throne was destroyed, here we are here. And then also the Throne of Misfortune, I believe, was taken. We saw that battle. So that is, Man just took this throne off of Pyrene. So we're currently at 3 thrones for Man, as soon as he claims it, 3 thrones for Vanarus, and 4 for Pyrene. So as long as Pyrene doesn't lose any other thrones, then he's still in the lead, but the other players are coming for him. All right, and let's see how our first round of attacks goes when I check in with you for turn 94. Have a good one.